What's more likely?
Never say never, but never.
All right, Christopher, what do you have?
Well, there's nobody else here, so hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing very well.
You know how I'm doing.
Great to see you.
No reason to ask
Rich, feel
me.
better.
We can shake hands.
Thanks.
Lots of fluids and good stuff. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Let's get right to it. What's more likely Friday? Love it. The wide receiver holding out, more likely to fully return to camp first. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase.
Wow.
Fully
Well,
return
Chase is-
means
Two
practicing.
are holding in, so
and
you're
actively
saying like they're
I'm
back.
saying
like,
I'm saying
like we're
practice.
through it. It's
Yeah.
over. It's over, and they're playing.
I want to see Twitter videos from 200 feet away of them making an amazing catch on my feed. CeeDee
Great
Lamb,
question.
Brandon Ayuk, Jamar
Can I say
Chase.
none of them? Can I say none of them right now?
Well, wait. Well, it's the first one to come.
No,
back.
that's not it. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
it.
not
First one to get back. I will say. I will say Ayuk.
Really? I don't know why. I don't know why I think this, because we traditionally think of them as being super cheap. I weirdly think Jamar Chase will be back
Bengals?
first.
You think so? Yeah. None of us think it's CeeDee Lamb, though. Huh?
No, absolutely not. I think
Well,
CD
'cause I
is going
think
to
he's
get every penny.
don't you think he's the only one asking for Justin Jefferson's money?
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's the only one. Again, he has more catches through the first 4 years of his career than Justin Jefferson, who's setting records.
Well, he
all
can
over the
point to
place.
last year and sit and look and say, "Hey, that guy wasn't even playing. Look at
Yeah.
all I did
Right.
last year: 1,700 yards and a
Yeah.
bajillion touchdowns."
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think the Niners will get this thing done. I just think they'll figure it out. And I don't blame you for saying Chase also, because T. Higgins is signed for his tender,
Right.
and they can't talk contract until next year, so that's handled. Trey Hendrickson is still out there, correct, as an issue. I'm just trying to attach Chase's contract demand with somebody else's contract demand, just like CD has with Dak, right? So but Dak's going to be there. I just think it's Ayuk. I'll say Ayuk, and maybe it's because I just don't want to consume any of Mike Del Tufo's clothing. I'm already sick enough right now.
That might be a cure. Who knows? All right, next one. I'm
already on the
I'm
shelf.
putting these two guys together because I think that they both could have insanely dynamic, awesome seasons. Anthony Richardson, Breece Hall. Breece Hall says he wants to rush for 1,000. Well, I think he can do better than that. Only one back last year had over 1,200 yards.
Yes.
So who's the more likely scenario to go down? Breece Hall goes for 1,200, or Anthony Richardson becomes the fifth quarterback to rush for 1,000 in a season?
Oh, I'll go Breece Hall over that. It's Richardson's got Jonathan Taylor there too. So I think they, as you heard Shane Steichen say, the Colts head coach, hey, you don't tell Steph Curry shoot fewer threes.
Yeah, exactly.
That they're not going to tell Anthony Richardson just because you got hurt and your shoulder got hurt, leaping for or diving for pylons, getting in the end zone, that we're going to limit your running. I just think Jonathan Taylor is going to be the main runner of the football there, and so I'll go Breece Hall. One of the things that the Jets did this year that I thought, was welcome is they improved their offensive line. They went ahead and hit it, man. Yep. And that just not only helps Breece, but clearly number 8 in keeping him upright for more than just 4 snaps this year. So I'll go Breece Hall, 1,200 yards on that.
Nice. I kind of think you're right there. We started the show with it, Rich, so we got to talk about it. The more likely team Dak Prescott eventually takes to the Super Bowl.
Someone else.
The Cowboys of the field.
I'll take the field. I will do that right now. I just don't. I don't. Again, I know last year the Cowboys had a terrific regular season, and I know they believe the roster that they have drafted and are putting out there on the field on Oxnard, and with the team that they'll put out there on the field in Cleveland for Week 1, that will hopefully for them include CeeDee Lamb, right? I know they believe in it, and they believe in their draft, and they believe in their roster and their ability to find players that work for the system that Mike McCarthy is running and coaching up. I understand that that's what they feel. But the fact that they did not add anyone of any significance, with the exception of potentially Zeke Elliott, if he can, just uncork some vintage kettlebell year, kettle pot years of football for Zeke. That I don't know, man. I just don't see how this year will be different just because Jerry Jones put the lid on top of a boiling pot and told everybody you're playing for your careers here. I'm not a believer in that sort of style. I'm not a believer in that sort of, I'm putting the pressure on you. And so you will then respond at your best because you want to be here. And yet that's where, your identity is. And you heard Dak basically say, I don't really want to say it, but I'll say it anyway,
Right.
Others in my position have gone somewhere else in their careers and they're able to love their loved ones and hug their loved ones. I mean, so that's a long-winded way of saying I'll take the field for Dak, and that maybe he's got another run in him somewhere else where he's supported a little bit better.
God, it's crazy. Be crazy to think about. How about this one? One of these guys we've been talking about all week because he's got a new hairstyle, but the other one we haven't really mentioned yet, Super Bowl 56 quarterback to throw for more yards this year, Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow.
I'll go Stafford, brother. Oh, yeah. I'll go Stafford.
We haven't talked a lot about the Rams or Matt Stafford this week.
Nobody talks about the Rams. That's why. Nobody talks about Los Angeles football. Nobody does it. But that's the way, it's always been that way with the exception of what? When the Rams went on their Super Bowl run and forced everyone to talk about them, or last year's playoff run and everyone was forced to talk about them, or Carroll was the head coach at USC. Straight up, man. So people don't focus on Los Angeles football, and you've got two terrific teams inside SoFi Stadium, I believe, this year. We'll see. But let's just assume Cooper Kupp is healthier this year, right? And let's assume Puka Nacua improves this year, right? What are you saying here, right? Obviously, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are not any slouches. But I will take Stafford slinging.
Also, yeah.
I will take Stafford slinging it to those two guys. That's what I will take.
All right, let's get to Mahomes real quick. I like this one. Thought of this driving this morning. The more likely single-game NFL pass record Mahomes breaks against the Raiders this year.
Right.
Yards or touchdowns? Does he throw for 600 or does he throw for 9 touchdowns?
So, single NFL pass record Mahomes breaks versus the Raiders this year. Yards or touchdowns?
The single-game pass record is 554. Norm Van Brocklin, 1951.
Yeah.
And I think the TD record is, is 8, I think. I think a bunch of guys have done 8.
That's insane. You're crazy, man.
Oh, sorry, 7.
Dude,
7.
Do you really think the Kermit the Frog stuff is still going to be living in late October?
Did you see Mahomes? He literally had like the stone cold look of, it'll get handled when it gets handled.
Yeah. I'll go yards. No one's throwing for 9 touchdowns, pal. They're just not. It's just not. I mean, if Mahomes is throwing for 5-6 touchdowns, they're not keeping him in the game. 500 yards is a different story. 500 yards could be a shootout. 500. I'll go yards. Touchdowns that record will never be broken. How does that sound?
7. The record's 7. 8. So, come on, someone could throw for 8. All right. I just think he's just gonna go nuts. They're gonna try to get him every record in that game.
Good one.
All right, Mikey. 2 more. Switch to music real quick. I want to talk about the 2 most exciting players in baseball. So, what's more likely? Ella De La Cruz steals the most bases in the 2000s. That'd be 78. Or Paul Skenes wins the Cy Young. De La Cruz is at 51 with about 60 games left.
Can I say both?
Ooh.
Is that an answer?
No, I mean,
is that an appropriate answer?
What's more likely is one of the other.
I think I'll go Skenes wins the Cy Young. I think he can do it. He just gets stronger, doesn't he? I can't believe it, man. All that business.
They could have got him any runs the other day.
Pitches, yeah. 99 pitches, take him out in a no-hitter, and then after his All-Star appearance, they let him come out in the 9th.
That's what I thought the exact same thing. I'm yelling at the TV. What are we doing? Just let him go for the no then.
I don't know. Is that the reactionary? Like, we're not taking Skenes out. Let's throw him out there for the 9th. I don't know.
His
Let's see
pitch
what he
count
can
was
do.
about the same, I guess. He only would have
damned if you do, damned if you don't. Take him out in a no-hitter. We'll complain about you. You keep him out there in the 9th inning, and he gives up another run, and with no support, and he loses. And so we're unhappy either way.
Yeah, most
I don't know.
steals this century. Jose Reyes had 78 in 07.
I don't know. I mean, Skenes is probably going to have a few more starts, one would think, against teams that see him for the first time. So that will be.
True.
I don't have his game log, pitching expectations. I don't have a list in front of me about anything that's in the future about who he might face.
Yeah, he's out here against the Dodgers in a couple weeks.
Yeah, but he's already seen them, right? But that was when they were in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But all that said is, Dela Cruz is I'm going to say both. I'll say both, but I have to choose between one. I'll go with Skenes winning the Cy Young. I'll do that. Hell yeah. That'll be amazing.
Love those guys.
What a moment.
Love those guys. All right, last one, Rich. We didn't talk much about it, but Xander Schauffele won his second major, taking home the Open last weekend. How about this? Because we've been talking about it. Who's more likely to complete the career Grand Slam first, Xander or Rory?
Let me ask you this question.
Xander needs 2. Rory just needs the Masters.
Right. I apologize for these 2 things. One, is the fact that I have COVID the reason why you just called it a Gland Slam?
Oh, is
because
that what
I feel
said?
like I'm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I feel like I'm winning the Gland Slam today. To be honest with you, I don't know if that's what it was. And this answer will disappoint you because I know you're such a Rory stan.
You're gonna say
right?
Xander, aren't you? Oh,
Yep.
Man, he is just on a heater right now.
How about this one, Chris? Who's more likely to win Player of the Year? Schauffele or Scheffler?
I had that as an overreaction on Monday. We didn't get to it.
This is your bailiwick. Who do you think? Because Scheffler was unstoppable.
I know, and he's won so many elevated events
until he tried to get into Valhalla on a rainy Friday morning. Although, didn't he win the next week? I don't know. I forget.
Yeah. So he won. Yeah, he's won the week after that.
Okay.
But he's won
but he's
6
got
events.
just the one major.
He won 6 events, including the Masters and the Players. I guess the Players is the 5th major. But 2 majors. Trump's won, right?
Huh?
And he's on a heater. I kind of think Xander's Player of the Year.
Okay.
He started out too hot. Xander's been hot.
I kind of think, with that sort of deal, what's more likely is right now. I think it's more likely that Xander Schauffele wins Player of the Year.
We'll see who does better in the Olympics. Xander, you're defending gold medalist.
Does that really matter?
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Like,
not at all.
Olympic golf competition. Will that
not for
Scheffler,
PGA Player of the Year,
competing too?
Yeah. So Team USA is Xander, Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, and I'm blanking on the 4th guy. I guess
it's not a bad Team USA.
Not a bad team.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So no DeChambeau, the guy who won the U.S. Open. He didn't make it.
Sadly, DeChambeau not involved. Colin Morikawa is the 4th. Yeah. Sadly, DeChambeau not very deserving. Probably should be in over Wyndham, but not there.
Okay. Excellent. What's more likely, Christopher?
Thank you, sir.
Well done.
How about you?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.